Hello, friends. I'm Jed Meshew. I'm a writer from MMAfighting.com, and I'm here because it is that time of the year again. That's right, we are drafting, ladies and gentlemen. The MMA Fighting UFC Fantasy League Season 3 is happening last weekend, International Fight Week, UFC 317, the final event of Season 2. And so we embark on a new season of our biannual Fantasy League. But first, before we do that, two quick things. One, introduce all the people drafting. You know them all. They were all here last season. And two, and most importantly, we must celebrate the man who won Season 2. In fact, our back-to-back champion. I am speaking of Alexander K. Lee, the king in the north and the king of UFC fantasy sports. AK, back for Season 3. Are you ready to defend your crown?
How do I do it? Guys, how do I do it? This is the question. Can we lead that as the headline in the article? How does AK keep doing it? I don't know, guys. And I don't even play other fantasy sports. Like, I could dominate fantasy football if I want to. I could dominate fantasy baseball if I want to. College sports, anything. I choose not to. Guys, I choose not to. But because, this is an MMA website, and I love you guys. I love playing these kind of games, you guys. I said, I'll do it. I'll jump in. And it's just so easy. It's so easy. I picked John Jones last year, knowing that he would not fight. We all knew he wasn't going to fight, but I'm like, I need to make this interesting for myself, because seeing you guys bumble around with your picks and your teams was just just snoozing every time I saw your guys fighting. I'm like, this isn't going to go well for these guys. So it worked out. The John Jones stuff was hilarious. Didn't cost me at all. I won by a pretty comfortable margin, by like a few hundred
300 points, AK. You won by 300 points over our second best competitor. Congratulations to you. Truly the Ilia Topuria champ, and talking just Mad's amount of crap already. AK, you finished first, the second place competitor from Season 2, the ineffable? I don't know what word I'm going for here, but the best goddamn producer in the whole business, Casey Leiden.
It's good to be back. Yeah, AK got lucky, but I had it coming. I did pick the only Nazi in the UFC, so my bad. It's
tough.
It's tough. I had a hunch.
Wasn't your best choice. You did also have Tom Aspinall, who also famously did not fight, but it was nip tuck. Casey and AK were tied heading into 317, but Casey had Charles Oliveira and AK had Joshua Van and somebody else who I don't remember Terrence McKinney. So a solid runner-up position for Casey Leiden, finishing in third place last season, making the podium. The voice of MMAfighting.com, not my best friend, but he's somebody's best friend out there, Mr. Mike Heck. Mike, how are you feeling about this season?
Feeling great. I'm slowly working my way up the rankings, so I'll probably finish second this time, but you best believe first half of 2026, I will be crowned champion of this here fantasy league.
It's always good to have goals. And the man just off the podium, he is the hardest working man in MMAfighting.com. And I would venture to say, disappointed with how his fantasy season broke out. But, let's hear from himself. Damon Martin, number 4, how you feeling?
I just take solace in the fact of, I quote the great Ricky Bobby, if you're not first, you're last. So I didn't come in first, so everyone else is last. So that's how I'm taking it.
And I certainly was last. I am the 5th place finisher. I had, of my 12 players, only 6 of them won fights. Hard to have a lot of points in that. And somebody else who knows that problem, the beast from Brazil, the Brazilian beast. I don't remember what Shaheen used to call you, but gosh darn it, he's my best friend. Guilherme Cruz bringing up the rear. But, Guy, though you finished last, you will have the honor of having the first pick in this season.
Is that going to help me? I don't know. My
AK
goal this
selected
year,
first last time, and he won.
Yeah. Okay. So my goal this year is just to be better than you, Jed. That's it. I'm not aiming that high.
It can't be that difficult. I have not proven well at this game I invented, which is really, really unfortunate for me. Before we get into things, ladies and gentlemen, just a quick couple of notes. So if this is your first time, one, go back and check our previous fantasy season out. You can have some updates. Two, scoring criteria and rules, really simple. We are drafting fighters for the remainder of the year, one in each weight class plus a wild card pick, so 12 overall. Fighters will earn points for however many times they compete. If they compete more than once, you can get 2 bites at the apple. Our scoring criteria: 100 points for a win, any win. 50 points for a finish in that win, 50 if you get a performance bonus, 50 if your win came over a ranked opponent, and then you get a 25-point bump if you are in a title fight, win or lose, and a 25-point bump if you are in a main event, win or lose. So the max any fighter can score for one event is 300 points. We had a couple of those happen this past iteration. And one final wrinkle: we are doing a snake draft, but before we get to the snake draft, decided it would be fun to let everybody have a keeper. So this is a keeper league now, dynasty format. Every person gets to designate one fighter that will remain on their roster. If you choose to designate a wild card fighter, that fighter can go move into the weight division that they would obviously fit in. But we'll start with that. We'll just go in draft order. Our draft order this year will be Guy, then me, then Damon, then Mike, Casey, then AK. If you are watching on YouTube, you can look at it pretty easily from the screen. So, Guy, who are you designating as your keeper from your 2025 Season 2 team?
As you all can see from the first half of the year's draft, Alexandre Pantoja and Gregory Rodriguez were the ones that saved me from an even more embarrassing result. So, and considering that Pantoja pretty much already has a title fight booked against Joshua Van, I have to thank him for the points, and I'm gonna keep him in my team. Since there are a lot of champions that we don't know if they're fighting anytime soon, and Pantoja is fighting, so that's it. Pantoja remains on Team Gib.
If I'm being honest, that is what I expected to happen. So Alexandre Pantoja remains with Guilherme Cruz. For myself, I strongly considered not keeping anybody, but then I didn't want to have to figure out what that would imply for the rest of our draft. So I will take the low-hanging fruit. My plan last year was to double up on heavyweights because I thought that they would give me a lot of points. This man did score me some points, certainly, and I know he has matched up. He is matched up against the best heavyweight in Season 2 of the Fantasy League, but I think he's going to give me some points. Give me Sergey Pavlovich, currently as my wild card, but we will move him into my heavyweight spot as my keeper. And that lets us move on to Damon Martin. Who are you keeping?
It was actually kind of tough because I have a couple guys that actually scored some points, but I'm going to have to go with the guy who is, I don't know where he's ranked now in pound for pound, but number 1, number 2 pound for pound. I'm going to have to stick with Islam Makhachev. We know he's going to be fighting Jack Della Maddalena before the end of the year, title fight going up to welterweight, and I think he's got a pretty good chance of winning that, so I'm going to stick with Islam as my keeper.
Totally makes sense. Mike, you had a couple of really good draft picks go your way. Couple of duds, but a couple of really solid players. Which one of them, or are you going to keep somebody else? Are you gonna believe that this is the time for Arman Sarukian?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I know what you're all thinking. You're thinking I'm just gonna keep Arman Sarukian, and damn it, you would be wrong. Ilia Topuria is sticking with me because he's not gonna have to fight Arman Sarukian next. He's gonna fight Paddy Pimblett next, and guess what? He's gonna beat Paddy Pimblett. So Ilia Topuria, how can I not keep him? I think that would be just a travesty if I let him go to any of you other guys. So Ilya stays.
I'm so happy you made that pick. I'm so happy you made that pick because he's not fighting until January. So good job.
That's just not true.
No, they're gonna kick off the net. They're gonna kick off the Netflix partnership with Ilya versus Paddy. I predicted it the other day. I think that's what they're gonna do.
No chance.
I hope you're correct, Damon. I predicted something similar, but I also didn't even have Ilya on my board because I was like, I would be shocked if Mike does not keep Ilya moving forward. And that brings us to AK, the last keeper selection. You are the person who had by far the most successful draft in many ways. The wonderful.
I was like, wait.
What?
I was going to say, sorry. I think it was Casey.
No, you're right. It's Casey. My bad. I effed that up. Casey, it's your turn, sir.
I am going to. My keeper will be the only fighter of my draft last season that did not fight. I'm going with the heavyweight champion, Tom Aspinall. Guaranteed main event, guaranteed ranked fighter, guaranteed victory, guaranteed bonus. Give me it all.
Yeah, I skipped right over you because we talked about it before the show, and you told me you were taking Tom, and I was like, yeah, you should. Tom would have been my first pick if you if you let him out, because he's just 300 points. He's not going to fight twice, but he's going to get you the max 300 points, and that is a great start. And then that takes us to AK, and I do want to shout out Twitter user John Miller, followed by a bunch of numbers. John was keeping up with our most recent season of fantasy, and he noted very kindly put together a list of the top scorers for each position, each weight class, regardless of whether they were draft. AK drafted 4 max earners. So he's got a lot of people that are proven winners. Is he going to pick one of them? He's going to go somewhere different.
This was tough. I had 3 pretty obvious choices to go with, I think. In Reiner de Ritter would have been a fun one. John Silva, who fought twice, got me a buttload of points. Like with RDR, maybe he beats Whitaker and gets a teleshot before the end of the year. Gosh, that is tempting. But I had to go. I wanted to reward this young man. I wanted to reward Joshua Van. I think our biggest point getter, I believe he got something like 500 points or 550 points. He had
second biggest point getter of the whole thing, behind only Merab Dvalishvili.
Yeah, he fought 3 times. And as Guy mentioned, he is probably, we assume that Pantoja fight will happen before the end of the year. I hate to go head to head with my man Guy. You guys know that. I love him. But yeah, I wanted to reward Van. There were other good choices, but I'm going with the soon to be flyweight champion, Joshua Van, as my keeper.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
I mean, that's a bold prediction, and I respect it. I do think he's going to fight. He's going to get you, title fight points. Has a good chance of getting you a bonus, fight of the night. Can he get the win? That will sort of make or break that pick for you.
This is vibes. This is vibes. I owe him.
Sorry, AK.
This is vibes.
Sorry.
I don't win the fantasy.
Don't apologize to AK. Do not apologize to AK. We're here to defeat AK. Plus, this means he didn't take my boy, RDR. RDR is back in the mix, and I am excited to potentially draft him.
Take him.
Fellas, yeah, Guy certainly has a chance because, fellas, we are now at the draft. 11 rounds since we did the keepers, and Guy is first on the table. So, Guilherme Cruz, you are on the clock for the 2025 Season 3 UFC Fantasy Draft.
Okay, as Jed said, I do want to thank AK for not keeping this man on his team. But I'm not talking about RDR. I'm talking about John Silva. He has a main event coming against Diego Lopes. He has a main event coming already. And that fight, I believe he's going to win. And if he wins, that's another bonus for him. And there's a chance, I think, it's not a lock, but there's a chance if he goes there, and knocks out Diego Lopes, he's fighting for the title next. Is that happening this year? I don't know, but if he does, that's more points. So just Silva, it's a good first pick for me. Hey, thank you, AK.
AK was always going to lose a lot of people. Just when you draft a juggernaut like that, there's just always some brain drain coming your way. John Silva was absolutely on my short list, and as we move to myself with the second overall pick, this has put me in a precarious position because it's a long way from 2 to my next pick is a while, and I'm trying to read the board, but there is a guy that I'm really certain is going to give me max points here. And so I'm going to have to do it, even if I have some concerns given who it is. But in the middleweight division, 185 pounds, I would like to select none other than Shara Bullet. Shara Butin Magomedov, he is taking on Marc-Andre Barriault at UFC Abu Dhabi in July. And then when they come back in October, I strongly suppose that this man will be given another freebie. He's going to kill Marc-Andre Barriault. That's just how that goes. So give me Shara Bullet in my first selection as we move to Damon Martin?
I hope he does better for you than he did for me. That's all I can say about Charles Bullet.
I think he is.
My pick, because he's out there and I know he's going to fight this year, and I have a pretty good idea he's going to win his title fight this year. I got to go with none other than the bantamweight king himself, Merab Dvalishvili. He's probably going to fight in November, and I love Corey Sandhagen. He was actually my pick last draft, but I have a hard time picking against Merab against anybody right now, so I got to go with Merab.
Totally reasonable selection. I did not think Merab would make it very far into this, but I mean, that brings us to Mike Heck, who I believe I heard Mike groan in disappointment.
I'm glad it's my pick. I was groaning at the John Silva pick from Guy because I really wanted that man on my team. I think everybody did. He was probably a top 3 overall pick. I'm going to be very hipster this time around, but before I get super hipster, because I think a lot of the names I have won't be selected, at least early, I'm going to just load up with big names. I'm loading up with talent. I'm loading up with somebody who's about to main event a massive pay-per-view in the most anticipated fight of 2025 on the books. And he is about to finally say, after all this time, that he is an undisputed UFC world champion. I'm talking about the next middleweight champion of the world, Khamzat Chimaev, who is going to defeat Dricus du Plessis at UFC 319 in the Windy City. Let's go.
Holy shit, my best friend. My goodness.
It's a terrific pick. I'm really happy for you because he's going to lose, and you're boldly taking guys who don't show up. You know, Arman Sarukian didn't make it to fight day for you. You're doing it again with Khamzat. I love this for you. Fellas, Mike's out of the competition. It's now 4 on AK because of this nonsense choice of his.
I have finished last this time. Thank you, Mike.
Casey, how do you follow up the Khamzat Chimaev pick?
You can't. That's the answer.
I can't do it. But I'm for my. Oh, this is my first pick. Is this my first?
This is your first pick. You had Tom Aspinall as your keeper.
My first
so
pick.
This is your first pick.
I stay loyal to my team. I'm going as my first pick. He was my wild card pick last year. He would now be my light heavyweight pick this year. Zhang Mingyang.
Great pick.
Great pick. I had 3 names circled for my first overall, and he was one of them. Again, just a terrific pick there from E. Casey Leiden. And that takes us to our reigning defending champion, Alexander K. Lee. You retained the services of Joshua Van. Who are you adding to your roster as you have 2 picks in a row?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Listen, I picked a future champ. I think I'm going to go with my 2 picks here with a former champ and a current champ. So this is going to make a lot of people upset, but let's go with my first pick this year, this half of the year, Dricus du Plessis.
Wow.
Can't go wrong. Had to do it. Now, I hate it. I will say, as we're putting this, I hate doing this because I am picking Khamzat to win, but the value here is just way too high. It's way too high. As Jed pointed out, Dricus may end up fighting someone else. So I'm actually happy to have the A side here.
How dare you, AK?
I'm so sorry, Mike. I'm so sorry. We're just being real. And then for my other pick, another person who has a fight scheduled and just around the corner, and I think they can get some huge points. Finally slay that dragon, Max Holloway. Let's get him in there as the lightweight pick. Let's go.
Damn.
I was fascinated by where Max would go given the history with Dustin Poirier.
Yeah.
I knew he'd go. I just didn't know how high. I don't know if this is too high, if this is just right. I genuinely had no idea where to rank Max. But I respect the picks, even if I hate the DDP pick because you are obviously standing on my corner. But that's fine.
Absolutely.
Man paid you off last time. Stick with what you know. Casey, we are right back to you for your second round pick.
Oh, okay. I had my first pick ready, and now I'm completely unprepared. Actually, now I'm just out of it. For my second pick, so we have Dricus. Oh man, crap. Yeah, I feel like everything's now we're just kind of really taking chances now.
Dude, this is much harder than last one, I think.
Yeah. All right. My pick for my second pick will go to the middleweight king, Renner the Reader.
Oh,
I love that pick for you because he is going to beat Bobby Knuckles. And you never know what happens then. Maybe he fights one more again there. I also respect that Casey retained his heavyweight, then took a light heavyweight and a middleweight. He's just going in a descending order from the top, keeping things really simple for himself. And I do respect that. But that brings us back to the man who maybe is no longer best friends with AK. He's feeling betrayed as AK stands in opposition to him. Mike, who's your second round draft pick?
I told you I'm going wicked hipster here, and that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm actually picking another middleweight, but this is going to be my wild card selection. This might be a shocker this early in the draft, but let me assure you of something. The UFC is going to matchmake this guy to get at least 2 first-round knockouts, maybe 3 in the second half of the year. And the first one is coming up in a little less than 2 weeks at UFC 318. He is facing, and I'm getting an Otno point for this, he's facing Robert Valentin. I'm taking Atiba Gautier, who is just going to get me like 600 points in the second half of the year. So wild card selection in tow. I'm taking Gautier. It's just easy money. Let's go and just rack up as many points as possible.
You are insane.
This is very hipster.
You
Very
have
hipster,
lost your
but I
damn
do
mind.
think this is a great pick.
My best
No, he's
friend.
going to kill Valentine,
Listen,
and then it's just getting in again.
Friends don't let friends go unchecked. You have lost your damn mind. This is a middleweight, Mike. How reliable do you think this guy is? This is an inexperienced middleweight. You're banking on him to get you. You have lost your damn mind. You have lost your damn mind.
So what's first
great
round
about this-
knockout, main card, pay-per-view, bonus, all that? What's that, 275?
He'll get you one.
Everything
He'll get you
short,
one.
Yeah. Everything short of a title fight is 275. Everything short of the
So
title.
550 points? I'll take 550 points out of the wild card spot.
It's
You wait till
it's
this draft's
ambitious.
over. You're going to be like, heck, that was a pretty good pick. Pretty good.
I'll just say I tried to do something similar last time and it did not work well. But Godspeed to you, Mike Heck. You're going to need all the help you can get after that Hamzat waste of a pick. Damon Martin, you are on the clock for your second pick.
Man, I was struggling on this one because I'm trying to think max points, but I'm also trying to think about who's going to fight. And I think the way it's lined up right now, I got to go with this guy. I got to go for my third champion in a row. And I'm going to go with none other than featherweight king Alexander Volkanovski, because chances are he's going to fight Yair Rodriguez and he's going to beat the brakes off Yair for a second time. Why the UFC wants to remake that fight, I have zero idea, but he's not fighting Bosar. He's not fighting Aaron Pico. I have a good idea that Alexander Volkanovski is going to defend his title and keep it this year. So I'm going with Volk.
Man, again, same with Max for me. This is Volk's on my board, but since if he's fighting Yair, it's an unbelievable pick. If he has to fight the Pico Evloev winner, maybe doesn't even fight. Very, very variable. But you're implementing the Casey strategy of last season. Just draft champions and really good fighters, and that kind of ends up working out at least fairly well. So I respect it. I mostly respect it because this means the people I want still there. I got my eye on four remaining fighters, and I at least get one of them. At least get two of them because I'll have the wheel here in just a moment. Which one do we want to go with? Because I don't love a lot of my other options in this particular weight class, I'm going to go to the welterweight division, and I'm going to do the thing that nobody did last time and was very, very foolish of us. I'm going to draft a guy who's going to fight at least twice, maybe 3 times, because he's a stone-cold psychopath. And I know his first one, he is going to be Daniel Rodriguez. I am speaking, of course, about Big Mouth himself, Kevin Holland, one of the most active guys in the world. He should be going off the board, and he's going off the board right here for
Terrific
me
pick.
as my second pick.
That's a smart pick.
I also just don't like any other welterweight option right now. So at least I shore that up for myself. And Guy, you now have 2 selections, your second and third round pick as you take the wheel.
Yeah, it's The last draft, I made the mistake of I made two big mistakes. One was picking fighters that I was hoping that they would get title shots or things like that, and they ended up not fighting like Shavkat. And the other big mistake was going all Brazil. I think only two fighters on my team was.
That was never a mistake.
One of them got me. Imavov got me a lot of points at least. The Shavkat got me none. So now I'm gonna, for my second pick, I'm going to choose someone who isn't a Brazilian, and I think there's a good chance of getting me some points. Again, but I make the same mistake of picking someone who doesn't have a fight booked. But there are two title fights on the horizon, and that fighter is Zhang Weili. She can either defend her title against Vina Jandiroba or move up and fight Valentina. I hope she stays, and then I think there's a good chance she wins. If she moves up, I think she loses to Valentina, or maybe not. So yeah, that's my number two.
I think that's a great pick. Strawweight's pretty thin too, so that's a good pick.
Yeah. And my third pick is back to Brazilians. This so far has been a terrible year for Brazil. Brazilian fighters are 0-8 in UFC main events so far. For the first time, Brazilian hasn't won a main event in the first half of the year since 2017. But this man has a chance to end this curse next week, and that man is Tyson Teixeira. If Tyson Teixeira loses to Derek Lewis, Brazil is not going to be winning a main event ever again. So Tyson Teixeira he's gonna finish Derek Lewis in a main event, probably get a bonus, and probably gonna fight again this year. So I'm very confident that this man is gonna get me a ton of points this year. He's
Damn
already
you, Guy. That was
division sucks. So
that was going to be my very next pick. I was hoping Taliesin was still on the board. Damn you, Guy. That was going to be my heavyweight pick because it's slim pickings out there at heavyweight.
Yeah.
I think that's a sensational pick, and I really like that for you. I now get to I have the exact wheel I wanted. I wanted to take Kevin Holland. I assumed that this person would still be there given the circumstances, but I mentioned it for your pick, Guy. Strawweight, really tough division to feel good about anything happening there, just with not a lot of fights booked and sort of the landscape. There's a fight booked for next weekend. A massive betting favorite, I think -1,000. And given the timeline, good chance to get back in there. I'm speaking, of course, of Fatima Klein taking on Melissa Martinez. Fatima Klein is going to win that fight handily. And so in my women's strawweight selection, I will be drafting Fatima Klein. Don't everybody get too excited. I recognize big name value there, but sometimes you just got to do what's best for business. She's definitely not going to lose to Melissa Martinez. But I inadvertently gave that to Damon, which is incorrect. But Damon Martin, you are in fact up next.
So I'm actually kind of shocked he's still here, but since I have a wild card pick, I'm going to go for it because he got me a whole lot of points, and I think he's going to continue to get a whole lot of points. I'm going with Michael Morales. That guy is a killer, and I don't think there's anyone that's going to beat him at welterweight until he gets like that top. Let's say throw him in there with Sean Brady or something. I think he's going to continue to rack up big knockout wins.
Is he booked right? Is he booked yet?
No, but he starts Gilbert. He starts Gilbert Burns inside like 2 minutes or whatever, so he's probably going to get booked soon, and they're probably going to continue to give him fights that kind of fade. Like he'll end up getting like Wonder Boy or something like that next. So he's going to continue winning for me. So I'm going to go Michael Morales, my wild card.
Yeah, definitely not a bad pick. I just didn't know if he was booked or not. And so total respect to that. Mike, the self-proclaimed hipster of this draft, where are you going for pick 3?
I mean, do I hipster it now? No, because I think this person's still going to be there on the way back. I'm gonna draft I'm gonna have so many champions when a couple of months passes after UFC 319. So might as well take someone else who is not the most popular champion, but probably the most disrespected champion on the roster. And no matter who this guy fights, he's going to beat him, whether it's Alex Pereira or Yuri Prochazka or anybody else.
Pantoja is already taken. Sorry.
I will take Magomed Ankalaev, who will just get me the minimum amount of championship points, but we'll take him nonetheless.
No issues with that. Again, selecting champions has proven to be a successful strategy, and maybe one of these days the rest of us will learn, because I have yet to draft a champion. It's just not what I'm into. Casey, you are historically our champion drafter.
Mhm.
It appears if you're to continue the momentum, this will be your welterweight selection, or are you going off the board? Are you mixing things up?
So there is a welterweight champion out there.
Sure is.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna pick a welterweight by the name of Jacoby Smith.
Oh, my top point getter last season. Jacoby Smith doing big things just last week, so he's almost certainly going to get back in there again. Don't hate it at all.
Yeah,
Joe Rogan! Joe Rogan!
If we get bonus points for saying Joe Rogan,
can you lose points for post-fight interviews? Because Jacoby Smith should have gotten minus 135 for that.
Yeah,
for that
understandable.
interview.
Yeah, understandable.
he's just docked a point for every time he says Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
You would have negative
We
points.
got 1 point.
AK, the wheel is back to you. 2 in a row. Where do you go?
I can't believe I'm saying this, but you guys have made some fine picks. I'm definitely holding on to my secret weapon for now. Holy crap. Where do I even go with this? Oh no, I have an obvious choice. Where's the timer, Casey? I need the timer to push me. Where's the? Yeah, we haven't had the timer on because people have been good.
Yeah, we've been good.
Put it 6. Yeah, 30. That's good. 30. Yeah, that's good. Oh goodness me. No. Oh, okay. I'll use one on. This guy. It didn't work out for the first half of the season. I'm giving him another shot. I want Carlos Prates.
Oh,
I'm giving you another shot. It didn't work out. It didn't work out. That's fine. Very tough opponent. I think reportedly, I don't think we've confirmed yet, he's going to fight Jeff Neal. I like that for him. I see points there.
It's happening.
Okay.
Definitely
Second
point
pick.
there.
Oh boy. Second. This is so much tougher than last. There's a name. There's 2 names I knew we're all avoiding, guys, because we don't think that fight's going to happen in 2025. We all know it. You know what? Let's go light heavy. No, let's not go light heavy. Light heavy's so terrible.
Just talks himself out of it.
She said it out loud. It sounded bad.
Where was the timer? Oh gosh, 5 seconds. Okay.
Tick.
I'll do it.
Say it.
No. I'll go.
Say it.
Corey Sandhagen.
Say it.
Corey
Corey
Sandhagen.
Sandhagen.
All right.
That's a panic pick.
oh boy.
I panicked.
The clock
You're
got
run,
it.
your run at the top is over, AK. Good job.
Oh,
Comes to an end.
Hey.
That's not so good. I should have gone with some of my picks I actually wanted and just done it early. Oh boy. Okay, that's okay. It's okay.
3 of AK's 5 picks are directly in opposition to other players drafted. So he's really just trying to fist fight everybody today, and I respect that for him. Casey, you are back on the clock. Are you taking lightweight to keep the bit going, or will you draft for value?
Okay. Lightweight. I think I'm going to break up the bit, and I'm going to go with a very exciting fighter who did not fight in the last fantasy draft, but was drafted. The 45er, Steve Garcia.
Oh, didn't you draft him last time? Or who
No,
drafted
that was
him?
me. That was I drafted him last time.
Yeah, he fights Calvin Kattar in a couple weeks.
Yep.
He does, and that's a banger of a fight.
I love that fight.
That's almost a guaranteed win for you, Casey. Good job. I like Calvin. I just don't think Calvin's quite what he once was.
Yeah,
I think
and
you're
we-
definitely getting bonus points because that's going to be fight of the night. So
yeah, because
Terrific
Calvin can't be
selection.
finished by anybody. So
We'll see.
I don't know how Steve. I mean, Steve could probably win a decision, which is not what you're looking for in this case. But yeah,
We'll see.
it's tough to knock. It's tough to knock out a guy who can't be knocked out. So it should be interesting.
Until they get knocked out.
Clip Mike saying that. If that's
Max Holloway hit him 800 times and couldn't knock him out. I don't think Steve Garcia is going to knock him out. Just putting that out there.
I guess we will see. But Mike, are you just going to go the other way? Are you just going to take Calvin Cater and say, F it? Here we go. Where are you going, Mike?
Yeah, come on, Boston.
No.
Let's go, Boston.
No,
guy.
Calvin Cater just runs out of time. Just ask Yusuf Salal. He just ran out of time. If that was a 5-round fight, he would have won. Anyways, I'm stunned that I'm going to get this guy. I truly am shocked that I'm going to get this bantamweight, a former world champion who is taking a pretty significant step back in his next fight. He's going to beat Marcus McGee. Petr Yan, let's go.
Oh,
it's a great pick. Yan was not in my immediate, sort of looking glass, but I love the pick for you.
I love it.
I do think he's going to beat Marcus McGee. Very, very solid. A steal to pick up in the 4th round like this. Damon, you no longer can take Petr Yan, but you can take almost anyone else. Who are you picking?
I'm going with the same philosophy as Mike in this pick. I'm going with the guy I think is going to win. He's already in the main event. I'm going with Tatsuya Taira at flyweight. I think he's going to beat Amir Albazi, and there's a main event win for you.
Good call.
That one.
Excellent pick.
Not going to lie to you, Damon. That one kind of hurts me. I'm not a huge fan of the decisions you've made there, because I was going to try and sneak that man here on the wheel. So he is going to win that, and I've just been a big supporter of Taira. So well done. Congratulations on your 175 points that you're going to get there. And now that puts me under the gun, and I got to look at this board here. Running out of options for a couple of these weight classes that I would really like to have. So let's just go ahead and take the one I've been thinking about. A gentleman who is also fighting next weekend and who I would be plumb surprised if he didn't make another appearance, because the UFC, they're going to Paris, and this man is going to attend that event. I'm speaking, of course, of Morgan Charrier. He is taking on Nate Landwehr at UFC Nashville, and we all know Nate the Train, how he fights. So I think Charrier is going to get a lot of points there and then make a somewhat quick turnaround, at least for the Paris card. So give me Morgan Charrier as my featherweight combatant, and that brings us to Guilherme Cruz.
It's getting tough here. It's getting tough. This is too complicated. Again, aiming not to be just, I can't be less. That's it. So speaking of UFC Paris, I'm going to select, here I am, back to the Brazilians. I'm going to...
I love this for you.
Unfortunately, I think he's only going to fight once this year, and that's UFC Paris, because no one wants to fight him. And that's Caio Borralho. I think he's going to beat Imavov in the main event. But maybe earn a title shot, but not get that this year. So that's just one fight for him, but at least it's a UFC main event. And
I love the pick. He's going to win it.
Yeah. And going back down to bantamweight, I'm going to pick this violent little man called Vinicius Oliveira Lockdog. He's fighting this month against Kyler Phillips, so there's a good chance he fights twice again this year. He's on a roll in the UFC. He's a great fighter. Great chance of getting bonuses as well. So, Vinicius Oliveira.
Did no one take Oliveira? No one took Oliveira in the last draft. Interesting. Nope. Lockdog is an absolute animal. I'm a huge supporter, Guy, of just living the dream and just exclusively selecting Brazilians. It makes it really easy to draft with you, because it's like, I know who I need to take early, or I can Guy will go here. It then puts me in a spot to... Are
you saying I'm predictable? That's what you're saying?
Yes, but in a good way, in a way that I love and respect. Because it allows us to...
in a good way, because you're never going to win, so it's a good way.
I have not come close to winning through 2 seasons, so I hopefully this will be the year that I at least get on the podium. Who's going to get me on the podium? That's a really tough question right now because the board is getting thin out there, fellas. I don't love a lot of options out there.
Clock.
You're gonna have to shot clock me here, Casey, because
Yeah, it's up there.
okay. I think I might be able to wheel this person. Nope, we're just gonna commit to the same strategy that I'm working on. I'm really trying to double dip, and we have a gentleman here who is going to be competing. Is it next? Is he competing? Well, let me take a look when he is competing. I think it's at 318. It is at UFC 318, and he is gonna win that fight. And then I suspect, given his heritage and who he is, he will make a return in September for Noche UFC. Speaking about the lightweight, Daniel Zellhuber is taking on Michael Johnson. Going to finish Michael Johnson and then hopefully get a ranked opponent at Noche in a couple of months. I'm happy to hear you say that, Casey, because I thought about leaving him and hoping I could get him a little bit later, but I, just stick with my bit. So Daniel Zellhuber, come on down, and we move on to Damon Martin.
I'm gambling on a guy who doesn't have a fight booked, but he fought in March, so I'm assuming he's going to fight pretty soon, and I think he's going to fight, and he's not going to get a top guy quite yet, so I'm going for my lightweight. I'm going with Mauricio Rufy, coming off his big knockout win over King Green. I think he's got a couple more knockouts before they start really throwing him to the wolves at lightweight.
He's been started to be rumored with people, so I'm certain that he will at least get one for you. And that dude is electric. How can you be upset with that pick? Mike, what do you think of Damon's pick, and where are you going with your pick?
Well, I know I'm going to have one person upset with me, and I'm going to be going head to head with somebody else. We're heading to China. We're heading to Shanghai, and I'm going to select a man who people may be shocked that I'm selecting from my team based on some of the things I've said about this man in the past, but you cannot deny that he is fighting often and he's winning all of his fights, even though they're not fights we would typically go back and watch again. He is also the last heavyweight to get a finish in a UFC fight. Welcome to the team, Salsa Boy, Waldo Cortez Acosta, because, ladies and gentlemen, you're fighting Sergey Pavlovich. All you have to do is tackle this man and you win. It's just that simple.
But can Salsa Boy tackle him?
Oh, he will.
He fold under the immense bombs of my big Russian monster.
If he can handle Rebellis to Spain and his bombs, I think he'll be okay. He'll be all right.
I suspect that Sergey Pavlovich is at least a slightly better defensive wrestler than Rebellis to Spain. But the point stands.
Did we mention at the beginning of the show that Waldo, who did not go drafted in the first half of the season, was the number one heavyweight point getter? Did we mention that?
Sure was, AK.
I feel like
sure was.
That's crazy.
Number one heavyweight point getter. So I mean, it's hard to argue with that. I have the list of point getters pulled up in front of me. Several have already been drafted, and Waldo Cortez Acosta. Value pick in the middle rounds for sure. That brings us to Casey Leiden.
Okay. Dang it. I hate when I was just focused on Zellhuber, and then once you took that, I'm just like, I don't know who any of these people are now. I feel like I'm just lost. I'm just lost. So because we're on a shot clock here, I'm going to stick to my gimmick, and I'm picking I feel bad even saying his name. Manel Cop. Come on down.
Oh,
you really are sticking to the gimmick. I'm a huge fan of Manel Cop.
I thought you were going to pick Bryce Mitchell again.
No. I don't hate myself that much.
That really look. If he ever fights, he's electric. It's just whether he
just
get in there. But
I did get 275 points from last, but it's just I couldn't have got more. I think it was
you had an opportunity to get a whole lot. I will say, based on his social media, it looks like he's healing up. Probably will fight. So a little speculative, but that's fine. Yep. Never hurt anybody. AK, we are to you with 2 in a row here. Your picks 5 and 6.
Man, I gotta go with my vibes here. I'm going to heavyweight. I'm bringing in a heavyweight. I don't know when this guy's going to fight, but I'm sure he'll fight for the end of the year, and I'm sure he's going to finish someone as long as that person is not Curtis Blades. Give me Jelton. Give me Jelton.
Jailton Almeida. Ooh, Jailton was a big get for me last time.
I want it.
Oh, God.
He is posturing.
You know he was
hard
coming to my team. You know that.
Yep.
Fair enough.
The future
Almeida
heavyweight champion.
Almeida's posturing hard to fight against anybody at Abu Dhabi, the later one. So, and look, we know the man's about. So a good first pick, but where's your second pick go?
Boy, I'm in the doldrums here. I think I have to go light heavy. This guy's gonna give me some points. I'm nearly certain he's gonna give me some points. Let's go with. Nope. I changed my mind. I'm going with the guys not booked yet. I'm taking Azamat Murzakanov.
Oh.
Ooh,
I'm taking Azamat. He will be booked
interesting.
in a ranked fight. He'll be booked in a ranked fight.
Wow.
Well, he keeps trying to be booked in ranked fights, and then they don't. How do you spell Murzakanov?
Murza.
That's close enough. I'm going to hope that I did well enough there.
He was on my board. I just got scared because he just fought a month ago, and so I kind of got worried that maybe he wouldn't get, like, if he fights, it won't be till the end of the year. So I was kind of worried about timing. So he was on my board. That's a good pick. I was scared he wasn't going to fight soon.
When he fights, he kills people. So totally understandable.
Let's see.
And Casey, that brings us back to you. The middle. We are in the middle area, the sixth pick of the draft. How you going here?
I'm going to go guaranteed points. I'm going guaranteed one fight. I don't think he's going to win, but I'm going guaranteed points. Dustin Poirier.
Oh.
Ooh.
Respect.
And you don't think he's going to win in his retirement fight? Wow. Guaranteed points. I mean, you're going to get main event, or you're going to get main event title
ranked opponent.
title fight.
Title fight.
You're going to get main event title fight, and you're almost certainly going to get fight of the night performance bonus. So
now we'll get one fight.
That is a point. That is a point. He was certainly on my board as well, even though he's obviously fighting the ones, but there's a lot of upside there. Don't hate the pick at all. Mike Heck, back to you.
This might be I feel really good about this pick. This is kind of a hipster pick, but I think it's going to pay off in a big way. He's just done some great work thus far. He's about to compete in his third fight since coming to the UFC in October of 2024. He's already got a bonus. He's already got a ranked win, and now he's fighting a top 10 guy very, very soon. I'm talking about one of the more exciting up-and-coming flyweights in the UFC, who's going to get me at least 2 fights, and he's going to beat the number 9 ranked Asu Almabayev on July 26th. I'm talking about Ramazan Temirov.
Ramazan Tim. When is he fighting?
UFC Abu Dhabi, July 26th. Already ranked number 13. He's going to be a top 10 guy come July, and then he's going to get another big fight before the end of the year, maybe 2. So double dip
You
for this guy.
definitely have the double dip option. That is absolutely an option available to you there. Reasonable get in the middle rounds as we move on to Damon Martin. Damon, you have selected really in the bulk as looking at your board. No heavy, no light heavy, no middle, and no women drafted. Are you finally going to draft a woman, or are you just going for the heavy? You selected in the good weight classes. Are you going? How are you branching out here?
So I'm going with a guy that I'm feeling pretty confident he's going to get a win pretty soon, and it's going to probably be a knockout. It's not a ranked fight, but I'm just trying to get points, and so I'm going to go with middleweight Marco Tulio, who is probably going to finish what's left of Michelle Pereira in a couple weeks, because poor Michelle Pereira doesn't have a lot left. So I think Marco Tulio, Mr. Dumont, if you will, Mr. Dumont, if you will. I think he's gonna beat Michelle pretty handily. So
that was
the
nasty.
Disrespect for Demolidor.
That was nasty. That was so nasty.
I don't care for you disrespecting Demolidor in that fashion.
I didn't like that either, Jed. I didn't like that. I didn't like what just happened.
AK and I, long time Michelle Pajeda fans, and you have. You've thrown the gauntlet down. That's what you've done. I won't be defending that with my next choice, though.
That's a besmirching. That's a straight up besmirching.
Absolutely. And I am going to allow it. I will not be taking Michelle Pajeda in my wild card selection. I don't know who I'm going to take. It does feel like there are some options out there that at least, feel somewhat decent about this. This sucks. I hate all of the things available to me right now. I guess I should just shore up the women's divisions because heavens knows there's not a huge amount of options here. And so give me a personal favorite of mine. A woman fighting next weekend as well. Someone I'm very high on as her long-term prospects, and because she's just fun as hell. Give me at flyweight, Carly Judice for my women's flyweight selection. Wow, the crowd goes wild. Everyone's so excited about the women Jets drafting.
I like the pick.
We move on to Guilherme Cruz, who will probably
Who's she
take
fighting?
somebody.
Who's she fighting?
Carly Judice is fighting. Who is she fighting? Hold on.
Wow.
Great question.
This is electrifying pick.
Well
Nicole
done,
Cagliari. That's who it is.
Yeah,
Again,
yes.
somebody, I don't know. She's going to kill her because Carly Judice is cool. So electrifying pick. Thank you. Going to get a lot of points from
done.
Carly Judice, who's mean and cool. And we're on to Guy.
Yeah. Man. So I'm not picking up Brazilian right now. Yes. I'm not picking up Brazilian. I'm going to welterweight. Yeah. I'm okay. It's almost a Brazilian right now. It's Ian Machado Gary. He's coming off a big win over Carlos Prates. He's taking fights on short notice all the time. So there's a good chance he fights twice this year, maybe. And he's a big name, so he could headline the UFC event whenever he fights. So it's that's a good chance of points. But again, making the same mistake of picking fighters that don't have fights booked. So I'm done. But that's it. Yeah, Ian Machado Gary, the Brazilian-Irish welterweight for my team.
Not dumb, because he's definitely gonna fight again this year.
Yeah,
and if something
he's
happens,
gonna be a ranked
Islam, he's
opponent.
fighting for the belt.
Yeah,
not dumb at all. But you do have another pick to follow that up with, Guy.
Yes, and again, a fighter that doesn't have a fight booked, but. I selected Zhang Weili because he's definitely fighting for a title, either defending her or moving up to fight Valentina. And if she doesn't move up to fight Valentina, the next one in line is Natalia Silva, who I think has a decent chance of becoming champion. So welcome to my team, Natalia Silva. Sorry, Mike Hack, but she's on my team now, Natalia Silva.
Who is she fighting?
She's not fighting anyone right now.
No one yet. No one yet.
Yeah. No one yet, but there's a good chance she fights Valentina if the UFC doesn't do the super fight. So, which I don't think they're going to do that because I don't know.
Yeah, but she's going to fight. Even if she's either fighting for the belt.
She's going to fight a ranked opponent and she's going to win. So
reasonable, totally reasonable pick. And that I was honestly not paying attention because I'm trying to figure out who to draft on my team because I hate, which makes me a bad host of this show, but. I'm trying to win.
That Carly Judice pick, I think, threw you all out of sorts, Jed. I don't know if that might have hurt your rhythm. I'm going to be honest with you.
No, because Carly Judice is who I wanted because I don't think there are any good flyweight choices. The problem is there are no good women's bantamweight choices either, and I'm trying to find one, and I'm just going to punt on it because, I don't think Kayla Harrison and Amanda Nunes are fighting this year. So what would the point be in picking that? If I knew that fight was happening, I'd snap up Kayla Harrison right now. But
make it happen. Make it happen, Jed.
I think that would be a waste of my time and my energy. How do I want to go to a wild card? Where do I want to go? Shit fire and save the damn matches. I hate everything that's around here. You know what? Let's so I don't get a shot clock called on me. Let's be a little speculative. I haven't done a lot of that, but this is a man who I suspect will fight at least once in the coming year. And I would pick him to beat anybody other than the champion in his weight class right now. And since I know he won't be fighting the champion, I can feel pretty good about this fellow. I am speaking, of course, of the former men's flyweight champion, Brandon Moreno. Come on down, Brandon Moreno. take my flyweight spot. Hopefully he gets booked in the next couple of months, and at least for like the Noche card. Hopefully that would be nice. So feeling not that bad about. He's the best of bad options. Damon, where are you going?
I just realized I'm the only one who hasn't picked a heavyweight yet, and the pickings are getting pretty slim out there, and I don't think anyone's going to take a heavyweight as their wild card, but I got to pick a guy that I think's at least going to win, and, I guess get some points, so I'm taking a risk here, but I'm throwing it out there. I'm going with Marcin Tybura, who I think is going to beat former PFL champion Ante Delija. So,
hey,
wow.
Look, that's how you fill out a roster. Just a guy who's going to get you 125 points, 150
I mean,
points.
It's better than the other options at heavyweight, is all I'm saying.
Him watching Tybura lose a split decision to Delija is going to be one of the most mortifying experiences of your second half of 2025 for you. That's your rough, David.
And Delija is probably going to be ranked before his debut because this division sucks. So ranked.
Well, we could. Then you get some extra points if Tybura can find a way to win. I love that for you. Mike, we are in the back half of the draft now, and you have all your women's divisions. You have 170. You have 145 left available. Where are you going?
Jed, what's our favorite rule in fisticuffs? What do we always tell fighters and coaches to do? Cheat, right?
Cheat. Always
find
cheat.
Find a way to bend the rules.
Oh my God, you're about to do it.
That's what I'm about to do right now, ladies and gentlemen, because this guy is ranked as a welterweight in the UFC rankings. And in my last conversation with him, he said no matter what happens and moving forward, he might take another middleweight fight, but I'm a welterweight through and through. So because this man is ranked at welterweight, I'm going to draft him as my welterweight. Michael Venom Page is going to be my welterweight selection because guess what? He's ranked at welterweight, even though he's got a middleweight fight coming up. So I could probably get 2 divisions out of this man. So why the hell not? Because he's going to beat Jared Cannonier, and that fight's not going to be fun to watch, but he's going to win. So I'll go ahead and cheat a little bit and take MVP.
I got nothing but respect for this. MVP was on my list, but he was on my middleweight list. But I mean, I think this is absolutely a fair selection at welterweight. I do think he's going to beat Jared Cannonier. You're not going to be getting any bonus points for that, mind you. You will just be getting ranked win points.
That's okay. That's okay.
A win is a win.
Damn sure is.
It's also MVP. So like none of us were going to jump and be like, oh no, he can't draft Michael Venom Page. Oh no, we can't allow this. That wasn't going to happen.
A win is a win, and I do think that is a win on paper
Ranked
for you.
Win.
So congratulations, Mike. MVP is now part of your roster. Casey, you have bantamweight and then your 3 women's divisions. Is that correct? And your wild card.
Wild card, yeah.
I really like how everyone avoided the women's division for as long as possible.
Speculative. I'm just going for it. It could be the worst pick, but I'm hoping Tatiana Suarez at strawweight.
Ooh. She should fight again, theoretically. I mean, this is Tatiana Suarez. She might not fight for 4 more years.
She fought in February. That means she's probably going to come back in 2027. So that might be a bit of a risk.
I'm hoping.
He did say speculative. He recognized the danger here.
But I see big upside. I mean, she did go a competitive 5 rounds against, I think, the pound for pound women's champ right now. So still believe in her. I didn't jump off the bandwagon yet. But Tatiana Suarez, I believe in you.
Respect the call. And AK, that brings you to 2 selections in a row here.
Yeah. I'm so happy, actually. Yes, we, obviously most of us saved our women's division picks for last, but I'm actually really excited to get the ones I'm getting. So this is one I thought was going to be on Mike's radar. I knew none of us would pick her in the first 5 rounds or whatever. I am really looking forward to the debut of Kennedy Freeman. Give me Kennedy Freeman.
What weight class is that?
She's 35.
Straw weight, I believe.
Okay. Oh, really?
Buddy, I don't.
We're all
this is your pick.
who is
I
this?
believe, no, I'm sorry, but I'm sorry. I have a miss.
This is your pick. You need to know the weight class.
I know.
She's a bantamweight, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
She is a bantamweight.
Or a flyweight. I think her fight's a flyweight.
Her debut is a
fight.
flyweight. Yes, she was fighting Unazi Dumid. No, because I had put Carly Judice in my spot for some reason. I just wanted her Carly Judice that badly, so I got confused. No, Kennedy Freeman, my women's flyweight. She's going to smash Eunice Dubin and maybe fight again before the end of the year. So the daughter of Ian Freeman, I'm telling you, is going to get me some points.
I have so much confidence in you as you thought she was a strawweight. You definitely have a great understanding.
No, you scared.
Cage Warriors bantamweight champion.
That's right. Guaranteed success, by the way, when you're a champion in Cage Warriors. And I'm thank goodness she's not fighting a bantamweight because I do have a bantamweight pick next.
Oh.
I just can't quit her. Mayra Bueno Silva.
Yeah!
He's not done. He's not done. She's
back at bantamweight. She's back at bantamweight. So
she's fighting Jocelyn Edwards. I mean, Jocelyn Edwards is ranked, so if she beats her, it's a ranked opponent. I mean, come on.
I didn't know what to make of Mayra Bueno Silva. Honestly, I was like, I would draft her if I have to, and in this weight class, you might have to.
She's back, man.
Reasonable on like a.
She's a fighting nerd now, so yeah.
Oh,
fighting nerds. I mean, that's terrific.
She was a fighting nerd in her last fight. It didn't go that well. So
she shouldn't have fought at 125.
The fighting nerds team doesn't talk about like Karini Silva and the other.
No,
it's only Kyle Braulio and John Silva and Mauricio Hufi. Casey, we're back to you. You still have bantamweight and then women's bantamweight, women's flyweight, and your wild card selection.
I am for my pick. I am going with a lady that she was a late pick for me last draft, and she's gonna be a late pick for me this draft. And she went 2-0. She fought twice, so I believe she will fight at least once, maybe twice. She's not even booked yet, but I'm going Wang Song, women's flyweight.
I mean, if she gets booked, you expect her to get a favorable matchup. So.
Yeah.
Strong.
Fair and reasonable. Mike, are you finally going to draft a woman, or will you round out your men's selection with your featherweight choice?
I'm torn here. I am going to draft a woman, but it's just it's one of two. But I don't know which one. Because one is owed a favor. Yeah, I'm going with my highest point getter of last season. I'm going with Jasmine Jasudavicius. This is a steal later in the round. She's probably going to fight Rose Namajunas, and she's going to beat the hell out of Rose Namajunas. So give me Jasmine Jasudavicius. Might even get 2 fights out of her, so I'll take it.
I think I did at least reasonably well on that name. I may not have been perfect, but we spelled it as close as we can without spell checking things right now. And Damon Martin, that puts you back on the table. You have light heavyweight, women's bantamweight. I'm sorry, light heavyweight and all your women's weight classes.
I cannot wait for this. I cannot wait for this. This is.
I'm sticking with my pick from the last draft because I think she's gonna fight, she's gonna win, it's gonna be a decision, but it's gonna be a ranked opponent. So I'm sticking with the other side of my middleweight pick. I'm gonna go with his girlfriend / maybe wife, I'm not sure which, Norma Dumont. I think she's gonna fight. I've heard rumors she's gonna fight. She's gonna fight relatively soon. I think I know who she's fighting, so I'm pretty sure she's gonna win. So I'm going Norma Dumont. I'm sticking with her.
Bringing a little inside info to the table for Damon Martin's. Like
the issue with Norma is
and we know she's not. And
she doesn't have a fight.
She's not fighting. She's not going to fight Kayla or Amanda Nunes. So I have a lot of confidence she actually has a chance to win.
Yeah.
Ooh, and that
decision
puts
with
me
no
on
bonus,
the clock again. And man, I don't like a lot of my options here. Okay, I got a couple bantamweights I could choose from, so we'll let that go, especially because bantamweight some options. I think I just have to select a women's bantamweight because there are 4 of them, so I got to find one, and I might as well at least take one who is booked and thus could perhaps score me points. The question is, do I think Carol Hossa or Nora Cornoli is going to win that fight? And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. We're going to flip a coin here right now and see what the outcome is. And we will We will draft as a result of this. So flip that coin. Oh, Nora Cornoli is the draft selection from our women's bantamweight. Carol Hossa could absolutely win that fight, but why not? Nora Cornoli, come on down. That brings us to Guy. You've got 2 of your final 4 selections here.
Yeah. So the first one is going to be a fighter that, again, doesn't have a fight book. At least he's not Brazilian. So adding another numbers in my team. And is a fighter that is in a tricky spot in the UFC. But he's going to get a big fight regardless. But when that's going to happen, who the hell knows? But maybe something happens when he's a backup fighter for the BMF title and he gets the fight. So Ahmed Sarukian, who knows when he's fighting, who he's fighting, but he's getting at least fighting a ranked opponent when he does, hopefully this year. So yeah, Ahmed Sarukian is my lightweight.
That's good.
And
that's honestly an incredible pick.
Yeah, I like that pick.
Because he's going to win whoever he fights, and it's going to be somebody ranked. That's a great pick.
No bonuses, but yeah.
Totally forgot that he was like even on the board. That feels like maybe the steal of the draft thus far.
It could be. It could honestly could be. Yep.
And at light heavyweight, there are not a ton of fights booked, but he's gonna fight again this year at least once. And when he does, probably a main event, very likely bonus. Give me Jiri Prohaska.
Fuck. I'm sorry. Poop. I meant poop.
That's the right range for that. Yep.
Yeah. Jiri was. I think he was just going to be next because I'm lacking a light heavyweight, and even though he's not booked, Jiri has been my boy forever, and he would kill Carlos Ulberg if they get there. Also, Jiri, one of 4 light heavyweights who were top points earners last season, along with Zhang Ming Yang. And I don't think you would ever guess the other 2. One of them was Alonzo Minifield. So
yep, I was going to guess that one. Fight of the night.
Yeah, 2 wins and a fight of the night there, and a ranked win is added some points. That brings it back to me. Of my remaining 3 selections,
my mind's still blown by the Minifield thing. So
it's pretty wild. I've got light heavyweight, I've got bantamweight, and I've got wild card. Obviously, we can let wild card go. We don't need to get early there. Light heavyweight, I've got 2 options, but I think really I have 1 option, and it's a man who performed pretty well for me last time. We're gonna have him. He's on a good, solid run. Don't love his opponent as he's going to face Nikita Krylov here in a couple of weeks, but I do. I love me some Noho Hank, and it's 3 finishes in a row. He may well get another fight. Give me Bogdan Guskov as my light heavyweight contender, and we move to Damon Martin.
Well, you just took my pick because you just took my pick.
Yeah.
I was going Bogdan. I'm gonna stick with light heavyweight, and I'm just going with the chances that he fights again. And he's looked good lately, so maybe they give him Alonzo Minifield, and that's another win. I don't know, but here we go. I'm gonna go with Dominic Reyes for my light heavyweight.
Yes, I love this pick.
Yeah. He could fight for the title. He might be fighting for the title this year.
That's a good pick.
That seems unlikely, but you never know. But I don't think that's a bad pick whatsoever. He's gonna fight again, and he's on a win streak, Damon. The resurgence of the Dominator.
I mean, light heavyweight is so bad that they're not going to give him Yuri again, obviously, and they're not going to give him a title shot. So he has a really good chance to just nuke whoever he fights. So
fair enough, Mike. We are back to you. You still have featherweight, women's bantamweight, and strawweight as your options.
We're going to go strawweight, Jed Bashu. We're going to go strawweight. We're going to go with one of the rapid risers in this division. She is on a 4-fight win streak. She just beat the soul out of and then retired Marina Rodriguez. She's got to get at least 1 more fight, probably 2, and she's breaking all sorts of records in the process. Jillian Robertson will be my selection.
Very good pick. Respect that all the way. She's not booked, is she?
She is not currently, but she'll be booked soon, I would guess.
Happy Canada Day. Happy Canada Day.
That's right.
Happy Canada Day. Casey, not a lot of Canadians out there for you to celebrate Canada Day with, but you could go off the board. You could just pick Mike Malott as your wild card guy if you're feeling froggy. Where are you going? You have bantamweight, women's bantamweight, and wild card left. So the 2 bantamweights and the wild card.
I am going for the male. I'm picking a male bantamweight, and speculative pick. He's not booked, but he will fight this year. Umar Nurmagomedov.
I mean, you're getting great value as far as talent and ability goes.
Just got to get booked.
Plus, I mean, there's an Abu Dhabi card in October. Seems at least fair chance that he might make an appearance there. Good solid pick, drafting for value. AK, not your final 2 selections, but you 2 of your final 3 are coming here in this wheel. You still need featherweight, strawweight, and wild card.
One of my favorite picks, I got to go with one of my favorite strawweights right now, Alexia Tainara. Not scheduled.
Damn you, AK.
Yeah.
She is so awesome, and I hope she gets a fight. And she's a finisher, man, at 115. So love her. And then what's my other division left? Oh, featherweight. Oh, this
featherweight
is
and wild card are your remaining 2.
Listen, I'm going crazy here. I don't believe this at all. I don't think this guy's going to win. But if he does, this is such an insanely high value pick. Give me Aaron Pico. Give me Aaron Pico. Let's do it. Yeah, I don't think he wins. I think he gets Evloev into oblivion.
I think he has a really good chance to win.
What?
I was considering Pico for my wild card pick, so I don't hate that at all for you. Casey, your penultimate pick, bantamweight or wild card?
Ooh. I'll put the clock up because
I respect that.
I'm picking a women's bantamweight. Speculative. I'm hoping she'll fight, and it will be a ranked opponent, and she'll probably win, but won't get any bonuses or anything. But it's gonna be going Rocky Pennington.
Ooh, interesting.
I think Casey
She's going to lose a decision to Norma Dumont.
there's the head-to-head matchup. I was just gonna say. I think.
Is that booked? Was that booked, or is that?
That's
no,
the
it's not.
That's the
rumor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the rumor.
Gotcha.
Interesting.
Oh, we're regretting the pick.
Former champion. Not a bad selection to ever put champions on your squad.
Yep.
Mike, looking at your squad, you have 2 champions and a former champion, and a Hamzat Chimaev who will never be champion so long as Dricus du Plessis draws breath through that surgically repaired nose. You need a featherweight and you need a women's bantamweight. Where are you going?
Well, I'm going to add a guy who is going to be a champion at some point. Might be the end of this year. Might be 2025. Eventually, Dana White will actually know who this person is. And I'm sorry, AK, we're going head-to-head. We're going with the man who's going to, unfortunately, hand the great Aaron Pico his first UFC loss. I'm going with Movsar Evloev.
Yeah, right.
Good selection. He'll never fight for the belt.
Bonus finish. It's going to all happen.
Ooh, bonus and a finish. Now that he is predicting a big win over Aaron Pico. I'm excited to see how that comes to fruition. Damon, we are almost out of here. You have women's flyweight and strawweight left for you. Where are you going?
I'm just taking a shot here because she didn't get to fight, so they're going to have to book her before the end of the year. I just don't have a lot of confidence in who she's going to fight or who she's going to beat, hopefully. But I'm going to go with Erin Blanchfield. I don't think they're going to let her sit out after the whole Macy Barber disaster. So I think she's going to fight somebody, and I like Erin Blanchfield a lot, so I think she's probably going to win. So I'll pick her for my flyweight.
Good pick.
I don't think that's a bad pick at all. You know, I am the driver of the Erin Blanchfield train. So I have bantamweight and I have wild card left. And the question of bantamweight is how bold do I want to be versus how much do I just want to, stick to my guns, stay with the things that I know, be confident in my selections. And I'm gonna try something a little fun, a little interesting, because this man scored 1 billion points. He is not currently booked. Fought recently, so he could get booked soon. I would hope that he is going to be active again this year. Actually, I'm talking myself out of that. Maybe I should. No, screw it. Let's have fun. Malcolm Wellmaker, the true machine of
Oh, I
135
love this
pounds.
pick.
Yeah.
He's just awesome, and I hope that means the UFC is going to put him in there a bunch and let him cook for a little while because we need to get him moving on through this weight class. And then that leaves me free to select anyone my heart desires as my final pick. But that's not yet because Guilherme, you have your last 2 picks. You need a women's bantamweight, and you have your wild card selection available. Close out your draft here, Guy.
Yeah, women's bantamweight, man. How does this division still exists? But yeah, I'm struggling between. Fuck. Who?
Just pick the twerker. Come on, you know you want to pick the twerker, Guy.
We got Gui cursing in other languages. That's not even his native language, and he's cursing in. That's how much he hates this division. Wow.
I mean, someone already selects Mayra Bueno Silva. Yes, who did that?
Of course, your fellow MBS supporter. Yes, Guy, obviously.
Yes, and the other one was Nora Cornoli. Who selected that one?
I took Nora Cornoli.
Okay,
Take who she's fighting, Guy.
Yeah, Jed. I'm sorry. I'm taking Carol
Hossa
because she's gonna win that one.
I mean, you got to. You have to.
Look, I flipped the coin. I didn't select it. The coin selected it. I left it up to the gods, and they picked Nora Cornoli. So that's how we go.
And for my wild card,
do what you got to do.
Yeah, and for my wild card, I have literally a list here of potential names that I could choose. Yeah, but I'm going to with one that is headlining a card. He's probably gonna win, so he's probably gonna fight again this year. I'm going with Fluffy Anthony Hernandez, who's fighting Roman Dolidze next month. Yeah,
And it's a main event pick. Good pick.
yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dad.
Great pick.
It was literally my plan. I was like, oh, no one's going to take Fluffy in a wild card. It's fine. I'll get there. He's not Brazilian. Why would Guy take him? Of course he won't.
Take Roman Dolidze.
Totally cooks me now.
Take Roman.
No, because Fluffy's going to kill Roman Dolidze. It'd be a waste of a pick.
That's not my problem.
What? You might fight a light heavyweight too, Jed.
I had all these fucking plans, and now they're gone, and I don't know what to do. You have to shop.
You had the clock up. If you don't pick, this clock goes out. You're picking Roman.
I'm not picking Roman. That's ridiculous. I'm so upset right now.
You have 20 seconds.
I'm so upset right now. Why
15.
did you do that, Guy? I don't respect
10 seconds
what
towards
just
Roman.
happened to
10
me
seconds towards
as a
Roman.
I'm not
human
sorry.
being. I don't
I'm
like
not sorry.
this. I'll take the other middleweight who did well. Give me Bekaev. God damn it.
Oh, you jerk. That's what I was thinking. Oh, you jerk.
I'm so fucking mad.
Oh, you bastard.
Mad that I have to take Azamat Bekaev. Like,
Dude, Bekaev is a great pick. Bekaev's a great
pick.
Not as
It's
good
a
as
fine
Gauthier,
pick.
but that's a great pick.
God
it's
dang
a
it.
fine pick. He's definitely going to beat Torres Finney.
He's going to get a bonus.
But, like,
he's going to fight again.
Whoa.
Wow.
Oh, he's going to kill Vinny.
Mike, are you hearing this
He's
shit?
going to beat Torres Finney. But
Mike,
it's
are you hearing
just
this
like,
shit?
come on. I had Fluffy.
If he
Fluffy
gets
was going to
30-27
Roman
and lands
Dolidze.
one significant strike, it's going to be incredible.
I'll just be mad at Guy. I'll just be furious at Guy for him putting me in. I didn't have another name. I was like,
Sorry.
I'm getting Fluffy
Yeah, I mean-
good. I'm done. I don't have to think. And then he was like, I'm taking in hell. Oh my God. I'm so upset by that. Damon, you have to pick a strawweight.
So my instinct was, because I do adore her, but she doesn't have a fight book. My instinct was Mackenzie Dern, because I think she's going to get booked. She hasn't fought since January, but she doesn't have a fight book, which worries me. So I'm going with a fighter who has a fight booked, and I'm feeling pretty confident in a win. It's not a high-ranking win, but it's a win. I'm going with none other than Sam Page herself, Sam Hughes. She's booked against Shauna Bannon.
Wow.
That should be a win.
Love it.
That should be a
Love
win.
it.
That should be a win.
She's fighting
This is
Shauna
true.
Bannon? Oh, man.
No, that's a definite win.
That's a great
Should
pick.
Wow,
certainly
the
be a win.
disrespect.
going with Sam Page herself. She's fighting on the France card against Shauna Bannon. So I feel pretty good about that one.
Oh my God.
Mike, you are left with women's bantamweight, and are you just going to do it? Or are you going to say let's roll the dice on the Kayla Harrison lottery, or what's the plan here?
No,
you could get Kayla Harrison as the last pick, which could be big value.
No, I don't think this fight's going to happen this year.
I'm putting that.
I don't think it's going to
I
happen.
agree. Put the clock on him, Casey.
Yeah, clock's up.
God, I should take her though. Because what if it does happen?
Amanda. Or you could just take Kayla in case Amanda doesn't come back, so they have to do.
I mean, here's the thing: do I take Jacqueline Cavalcante for a possible like 75 points, or do I risk it all for Kayla to main event and fight for a belt and get a win?
2 seconds.
Kayla Harrison, I'll do it.
Wow.
Oh, I love it. That's for the content right there. Doing it for the content.
It's worth the risk. Like, is her Jacqueline Cavalcante, and if Kayla fights, then it doesn't matter. Jacqueline can fight 3 times, and one Kayla fight will surpass what she does. So I'll take the risk.
Casey, you
If it wasn't-
have wild card.
If it wasn't for the Nunes,
Nunes,
if it wasn't for the Nunes factor, I would have definitely taken Kayla. But I'm scared that fight's not going to happen until next year. So
Same, exactly.
Yeah.
Mike, you can feel good about that pick though when you go to sleep tonight. Though you'll feel better than that if you had picked Jacqueline Cavalcante. You'd be like, you know what? No, you did the right thing. You did the right thing, no matter what happens.
you did the right thing.
Yeah.
Casey, wild card selection for the penultimate selection of the 2025 Season 3 draft.
Let me put the clock up because I don't have a pick in my head.
Right.
just go with Roman Dolidze. You know you want to.
Jacqueline Cavalcante.
So many guys, so many actually like big name fighters that just haven't been picked yet. But
Bryce Mitchell.
This draft had a lot of big
Bryce
names not
Mitchell.
go.
Yeah, a
It's just
lot of
like
big
I don't know
names.
if these people are fighting.
yeah, it's just
Like who's Sean Brady fighting? Is he fighting?
Yeah.
Said Nurmagomedov.
You have Alex Pereira out there, but who knows
Torres
who's
Finney.
Fuck, I should have taken Pereira. That would have been fun, at least.
Pick Connor. He's definitely coming back.
Torres Finney.
Torres
The clock is expired. I'm calling shot clock on
I'm
you.
picking.
Come on, Brian Campbell.
I don't know why I'm picking him, but stop it. RoboCop.
Go.
Gregor Rodriguez. RoboCop.
Hey! I don't hate that.
You said
He
like
was my
6
hero in
names
the
at
first
once.
half of the year.
All
You said
right.
like
Be a lot
6
of
names
points.
at once, and Gregory came out. That's
I
a big
don't
thing.
think
He just killed Jack Hermanson. He'll fight again.
yeah,
I don't
he'll
hate
fight
that
again.
at
He
all.
got me
Yeah.
a ton of points in the
Yeah.
last drafts.
So totally reasonable selection there. And that brings us to the final pick of this draft. Alexander
Do it,
Kaylee, your back-to-back champion with a wild
Mike, you know what I'm
card
doing.
choice.
Do it, AK. I'll
Mike,
be
you know
so
what I'm
proud of
doing.
you.
I'm
The
so
Punisher.
glad. I'm
my
so
God,
glad
you
his
really
opponent was. I'm so glad his opponent was picked earlier because I had this pick like locked in as my wild card a long time ago. You gotta do it for the content. You gotta do it for the last undefeated future middleweight champion Torres Finney. Let's go. Gotta do it.
Wow.
You gotta do it. He's on
Dude,
my
AK
board.
wins with Torres Finney on this. God,
Oh.
So proud of you.
He might fight. He's already booked against Pokoyev, and he might fight twice. I'm just saying, he might fight twice.
I mean, it's going to be hard
Love
after
it.
what Bekoev does to him, but terrific. Gentlemen, well
Best
done.
draft ever.
Proud of everybody. How are we all feeling before we get out of here? How are we feeling about our teams?
I'm feeling much better than I did last draft. So I had a couple good picks in there, a couple champions, and yeah, so feeling pretty good.
I feel terrible.
I'm
about
just
my
happy
team,
I
but
got
I felt
Fluffy.
great last time and
Yeah.
it didn't go well.
I felt better.
I'm so
about that
happy
draft,
that I got
yeah.
Fluffy. Fluffy was my main choice. So happy with that. So
I'm very unhappy with a lot of things that happened in this draft, but I've been happy and failed before. Thank you, fellas, for indulging us in this as we move to the next season, which will begin. I think by the time this drops, it'll be the weekend where next weekend as opposed to 12 days from now, whatever it is at the time we film this. Godspeed to everybody other than AK. We cannot have him win 3 in a row. He would never let us hear the end of it. So I'm really rooting for everyone that's not Torres, Finney, and Alexander K. Lee. Until then, thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you next time. Love y'all.
Bye-bye.